Happy Thursday to all of you. Welcome to All Influencer Wrestling.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from the Bronx, New York, the X Factor, Chen Harper.
We have seen Chen Harper accompanying to the ring the Dangerous Alliance in the last few weeks here in AIW. She is here to bring her wayward students back into line. After witnessing their defeat at the hands of Candied Ginger and at the hands of Mary and Ashapal, Chen is here stepping foot into the ring herself, ready to show her proteges how it is done. A veteran of the New York scene, Chen Harper, here making her in-ring debut for All Influencer Wrestling.
And representing the Dangerous Alliance from Harlem, New York, the Latina sensation, Teresa Dominguez.
And here she comes, Teresa Dominguez. A long-standing bitterness between Teresa and Chen. Chen Harper, the trainer of Calypso Dominguez, against the desires of her sister Teresa. These two have some bad blood between them. Calypso Dominguez at ringside has to be at least somewhat torn in this match between her trainer and her sister. Teresa out the gate just pummeling Chen Harper. Teresa out here with something to prove, wants to surely send that message to Chen of "we do not need you here." And there is that cockiness of the elder Dominguez sister, really stomping a hole into Chen Harper here. Kicks out at 2. Teresa cannot believe that. I think she genuinely thought she was going to put Chen away in the first opening moves of this match. And over there, look at that hook suplex from Teresa. Chen Harper not yet able to get a lick in this match. What does Teresa have in mind here? And down, breaking the back of the neck of Chen onto the canvas. Rolls out for just a little bit of a breather there. Calls it back into some big strikes from Teresa. And down goes, and goes for the armbar, but in her blood fury did not realize how close Harper was to the mat, to the ring ropes there, I think. An immediate rope break, did not really get any damage in on that armbar. What does Teresa have in mind now? Oh, and Harper rolling out of the way of that splash there by Dominguez. Is this going to be a turning point? We got clothesline from Harper. Sends Dominguez down to the mat. Whip into the ropes. And under, and just barge through each other. Bit of a traffic collision there. Harper getting some big air from a standing position, but Dominguez had that scouted. Got her down. Is that going to get the 3 count? 1, 2. No, Harper kicks out at 2 again. And what do we have? And down goes another submission, wrenching the shoulders of Harper back. Dominguez, and Harper rolls through. This time sending Dominguez into the ropes, and up and over the shoulder, slam down goes Teresa. Only a 1. We have seen the resiliency of both Dominguez sisters in the past before. It's going to take a lot more than that to keep her down. Harper waiting for Dominguez to get back to the feet, and just a clubbing blow, and down to the mat she goes, and again. Quick leg strike, and excellent offense there by Teresa, showing some of that technical acumen. Again, working over the arm of Chen Harper. And once again, wrenching the neck of Harper down towards the mat. A brutally dominant performance by Teresa Dominguez in this match. And up to the top rope she goes. Harper's getting back to her feet. And down she goes. Right into the waiting offense there of Teresa, dragging Harper away from the ropes. Harper, glassy-eyed, staring up at the ceiling. Is that going to do it? I think it may well. No, barely kicks out at 2. That was a 2.999 kick out. Harper back to her feet and running through with that clothesline and bouncing off the ropes into a grapple. We saw there that taunting, that dancing of Teresa Dominguez. That type of attitude is what brought Chen Harper here. She saw how that cockiness, that attitude, has kept the Dangerous Alliance from achieving glory thus far here in AIW. They have been their own greatest enemy at this point. And it crashed into the ring steps. Harper counters out. Gets sent back into the ring by Dominguez. Rolls through and clothesline into the turnbuckle there, and boot stomp-ins though, and there you go, just stomps into the gut of Teresa Dominguez. Draping knee over to the face, and now it's Teresa's turn to roll out and recover, but that is going to lead to that high-flying offense of Chen Harper. There it is, over the top rope. And tried to go for a knee drop of her own. Dominguez had it scouted this time. And trying to, I think, to snap the neck of Dominguez down onto the outside of the ring. Dominguez able to fight out, but knees again to the wounded gut of Teresa Dominguez. Ref's count reaches 6. Chen needs to get this back into the ring. Just drives Teresa into the starting of the ship. There we go. Back into the ring to break the ref count goes Harper. 8. Is she going to take the count out victory? That would certainly be a message to send to Dominguez. I think that's what she's going for. And indeed it is. Chen Harper turning the bloodlust of Teresa Dominguez against her. Brutalizes her on the outside. And that is the message Harper sends. You cannot get cocky. A victory is a victory, no matter how you see about getting it. That is the lesson that Chen Harper is here to teach. And that is going to infuriate Teresa Dominguez to have lost to her long-time rival and via a countout. That is not going to sit well with the older Dominguez sister. That is the attitude of a veteran. You see there on the outside, Teresa desperately trying to pull herself back together. She cannot believe what just happened. Welcome officially to AIW, Chen Harper. With that down, our opening match is out the way. We will be back for more information, perhaps, about the identity of the mysterious Trix, who has been plaguing Battlestar Galactica for many weeks now. Battlestar is once again in action after these short messages. We'll be right back. Hi, I'm Captain Turiant Guidel, most dashingly handsome pirate in all of Minnesota, and the Clout Missioner of all Influencer Wrestling. As a swashbuckling pirate, I know a thing or two about hats. And sometimes, even I feel the hats I own are just too big. So when I feel the need for minuscule millinery, there's only one place that comes to mind. TinyHatLabs.com. Tiny Hat Labs have always sought to push the boundaries of what's possible in client engagement millinery feedback solutions. Their guiding question remains the same today as it was when they were founded. What if small hat, but tiny? Operating at the nexus of science, engineering, artificial intelligence, art, fashion and design, Tiny Hat Labs seeks to pave the way to a paradigm shift in headpiece technology. While others ask, how much? TinyHatLabs.com asks, how little? I'm Captain Turiant Guidel, and TinyHatLabs.com is my favourite place for hats on the internet.
Luz tried everything to open the door, but it wouldn't budge. Hammers, axes, magic, saws, more magic, fire, even more magic, and magic explosions. Still, the door refused her. Why? After all this time and effort, why wouldn't the damn thing open? Sure, it was an enchanted door that would open the path to a potentially catastrophic amount of magic pouring back into the universe, causing endless natural disasters that would drown or bury most cities from existence. But there was an equally high chance that wouldn't happen, and that the magic had been sealed away by ignorant fools for nothing. She had to believe there was a reason why she could tap into a sliver of the magic locked behind the door. That this was it, her singular life purpose. Open the door, restore its magic back to everyone like it used to be in the stories, where anyone could use magic, for good or bad. That had to be it, right? That had to be why she was standing here, in the door's pocket dimension, on a small plot of Earth, large enough for only one person to stand in front of it, swearing at this void black door with iridescent veins flowing along its surface like water, living, taunting her to just open it already. So why was it so hard to swing the damn thing wide? Somehow, she had shoved the door apart just a crack ages ago. A thin, wispy line of light seeped out of a seam down the centre. Whenever she used teleportation magic, as she had decided to call it since she didn't know the correct term and hadn't seen others use it before, probably because it was dangerous and required sliding through space and time, but who was counting? She tapped into a sliver of warmth and power to travel wherever she wished. She'd managed that slight opening unthinking as a child, then never again. What was she doing wrong now? Worse, what if she wasn't doing anything wrong? What if this door wasn't meant to open for her after all? What else could there be for her but this? After everything, after all that searching, what else could there be?
This has been an extract from The Void Door by V.M. Ayala. To read the full story, please visit beneath-ceaseless-skies.com and search for issue 378. And thank you for watching Masterpiece Theatre. Suplex the train! Himbo power! Come on, need to pop more potions. Meteor strike! Oh, I can't suplex. So, oh, yeah, that's right. I can suplex a train, but I can't suplex an octopus. And here is our octopus friendo. Can I suplex an octopus? Nope. Can't suplex an octopus, turns out. Too slippery. Can I suplex Ultima Weapon? So we're going to start chucking some shuriken. I can suplex Ultima Weapon. Come on, we're so close. Lift, come on, Sabin. Come on. Suplex! Boom! Hippo power! Welcome back, and here she comes. Her ongoing crusade, Battlestar Galactica, making her way down to the ring once again.
Schedule for one fall, making her way to the ring, representing Chaos from Valhalla, the Tank.
And there it is again, watching the outgoing broadcast this time up. That's been happening the last 2 weeks. There it is again. We are trying to figure out who keeps doing that. The interference, the word, the name, Trix, continually appearing over Battlestar's entrance during her matches. This is starting to infuriate me as the Clout Missioner. I do not like knowing that somebody has gotten some sort of access to our production equipment. Having gotten not really any closer, continuing to follow information provided by Kiri after their match 2 weeks ago, Val has started to go for those with the most clout. Trying to bait out her tormentor. Non-title action, but here comes our $1 trillion champion.
From Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the Internet's Honor Champion, Lady Winter.
Aria Nightvalley making her way down to the ring. Her $1 trillion championship championship not on the line tonight. This is a showcase match. Battlestar is hoping will draw out her tormentor. The highest profile match Battlestar has had in some time. Knocking off Lady Nightvalley would not only raise Val's standing within the division, but would certainly be a message sent to her tormentor that no matter what they do, they can't keep Val down. That tank main mentality, far too strong. A very purple matchup here tonight. Val and Nightvalley. Okay, and there goes Aria right out the gate. Ever since winning that $1 trillion championship, we've seen this more and more from Nightvalley. This new, more vicious side. Aria Nightvalley, of course, a fey creature of her own. A member of the Winter Court. We have seen that icy demeanor, that cold nature really come to the forefront ever since obtaining that championship. there up onto the shoulders of Nightvalley goes Battlestar, and that is something that Val has been a little guilty of themselves, is getting the upper hand and that streaming mentality of stopping to play to the crowd. You have to wonder if Battlestar themselves would benefit from a little bit of attention from Chen. There goes down neckbreaker onto Nightvalley, and that's what I'm talking about. The posing, and Nightvalley capitalizes, sends Val off the ropes, and big chop across the chest. Val fighting back, able to hoist and up over, caught Nightvalley's neck on the apron there, I believe. That is going to leave a nasty rope burn. But there we saw it again, hyping herself up, and Nightvalley capitalized. Chops in the corner across the chest of Battlestar. And over she goes. Back into the turnbuckle. Nightvalley here sending the message of she was able to knock off Jennifer Storio to win that $1 billion champion. She is not about to fall to Battlestar tonight. Chop block sends Val down to the mat. Repositioning within the ring and locking up in the center. Battlestar got the better of that particular exchange of strength, but Nightvalley charging straight through, and there's clothesline from Battlestar. Sends Nightvalley down to the mat, rolls out of the way though. Tried to go for a spear, caught by Val. Punching, fighting her way back out, and there again, that vicious chop, and over drives the face of Battlestar down into the mat. Val looking glassy-eyed. Nightvalley positioning her back into the middle of the ring. Is that going to be another defeat for Battlestar? It is. The $1 billion champion puts away Battlestar. Wait, who is this? Putting the boot into Nightvalley as well. Had the eyes locked onto Battlestar. Is this Trix? Is this the person who has been tormenting Battlestar all these weeks? Have they finally revealed themselves? Making their way back out of the arena, we will try to chase them down. Go. We'll be right back after these messages.
Luz tried everything to open the door, but it wouldn't budge. Hammers, axes, magic, saws, more magic, fire, even more magic, and magic explosions. Still, the door refused her. Why? After all this time and effort, why wouldn't the damn thing open? Sure, it was an enchanted door that would open the path to a potentially catastrophic amount of magic pouring back into the universe, causing endless natural disasters that would drown or bury most cities from existence. But there was an equally high chance that wouldn't happen, and that the magic had been sealed away by ignorant fools for nothing. She had to believe there was a reason why she could tap into a sliver of the magic locked behind the door. That this was it, her singular life purpose. Open the door. Restore its magic back to everyone like it used to be in the stories, where anyone could use magic, for good or bad. That had to be it, right? That had to be why she was standing here, in the door's pocket dimension, on a small plot of Earth, large enough for only one person to stand in front of it, swearing at this void black door with iridescent veins flowing along its surface like water, living, taunting her to just open it already. So why was it so hard to swing the damn thing wide. Somehow, she had shoved the door apart just a crack ages ago. A thin, wispy line of light seeped out of a seam down the centre. Whenever she used teleportation magic, as she had decided to call it since she didn't know the correct term and hadn't seen others use it before, probably because it was dangerous and required sliding through space and time, but who was counting? She tapped into a sliver of warmth and power to travel wherever she wished. She'd managed that slight opening unthinking as a child, then never again. What was she doing wrong now? Worse, what if she wasn't doing anything wrong? What if this door wasn't meant to open for her after all? What else could there be for her but this? After everything, after all that searching, what else could there be?
This has been an extract from The Void Door by V.M. Ayala. To read the full story, please visit beneath-ceaseless-skies.com and search for issue 378. And thank you for watching Masterpiece Theatre. Alright, now she's messing with the production outside of this. We are trying to track down whoever that was. We'll give you more information as we get it. But now, trios action. Bringing our focus back to the ring.
The following is a six-man tag team match. Introducing first, representing Chaos from Norwich, England, weighing in at 225 pounds.
Chris Cinneas making his way back down to the ring. First member of the Stream Team in action tonight. Teaming with two friends against our debuting team of Clout Chasers. I am now hearing word, whilst that mystery assailant was able to flee the arena successfully, we have been able to get a commitment. They will be back here in a more official capacity next week to face off against Battlestar in a ring, face to face. Stephen Joyce makes his way down to the ring. Another member of the Stream Team. The purple lights flooding the arena. The crowd here is bouncing to the bouncy song entrance of Stephen Joyce. Our head of talent management is out trying to track down this mysterious Trix to ensure that the contract for next week is officially signed. I'll update you once we get that ink on paper. But here for now, the third member of this team. DC Lasser teaming with Cinneas and Steven tonight. The first time all of these three have been in the ring on the same side. But as well as they know each other and as strong as the friendship is, their opponents tonight have an even deeper bond. And will that be something the Stream team can overcome? Of course, we saw Battlestar in action earlier tonight, and another Stream team member, Big Magic Reynolds, is in action later on this evening in our main event, challenging Abel Therron for that Sold Clout Championship. Will the clout-carrying Chew pull into the station for Reynolds? Or are we going to experience an interrupted timetable? And here they come, making their debut. Introducing RBFS, Reinhardt Benedict Frederico Securities. Identical Minotaur brothers hailing from the city of Waterdeep. Benedict, the muscle of the group, there in the center. Reinhardt and Frederico, the business and financial minds of this trio. As you can tell by their very fancy ties. Cinneas starting out in the ring across from Benedict. And just look at the size difference. Each of these 7 feet tall, 500 pounds. Cinneas immediately tagging in Steven, trying to keep the momentum going. That's going to be what needs to happen. Draping DDT over Benny. They got to keep each other fresh. Getting into a prolonged exchange between any one of these 3 Minotaur brothers is not going to work out for any of the 3 members of the Stream team. And Steven following through with that, going for the tag, tagging back in Chris Cinneas. Sending Benny over, and Spear, smart, not trying to lift him over. Sends him down. And Benny getting some payback there, just hoying Stephen Joyce across the ring, going for the leg. That's the way to do it. Cinneas get the large man down and tagging in DC now. But turned the back on Benny. We now have Frederico in the ring. Turning his attention, and there's the smart offense by Frederico, hoisting Steven up and down, cracking the spine onto the hardest part of the ring there. Frederico, the technician of these 3. And look at that offense. They knocked out both Cinneas and Steven. DC now isolated. Things are not looking good for the Stream team here. Reinhardt there on the outside. The high flyer of the 3 is Reinhardt. DC crawling through. Steven and Cinneas both able to recover. And head scissors takedown by Steven. Getting Frederico off balance, hoists him up to his feet, and big blow to the head. That is what I call grabbing the bull by the horns. And just hoisting Steven. Now that is a bold move by Federico, hoisting Steven back over to his own corner, bouncing him off the turnbuckle in front of a waiting, watching Cinneas. Meanwhile, Lasser finally able to recover on the outside, working the arm of Stephen Joyce. And tagging in, and now the fresh Reinhardt entering the ring legally for the first time. Just shoves Steven back down to the mat. Punch to the face. Steven needs to get that tag, and indeed he does. Chris Cinneas, once again, the legal man. Ref, get out of the way. You do not want to get caught in the middle of this. And I thought he was bouncing Cinneas off the ropes, but no, just sent him completely over. On to the outside of the ring. And just boot to the spine of Cinneas as Reinhardt celebrates on the outside. And there, that unexpected agility. Again, and again he goes 7 feet tall, 500 pounds. There is no world in which Reinhardt should be able to move like that. Cinneas rolling out of the way very sensibly. You do not want a man of that size crashing down on you. Tried to knock Benny, I believe that one is, off the apron. Did not work out for Cinneas. One able to kick out at one. The resiliency of the pirate there shown. Wait into the arms of a waiting Reinhardt. And it tried to grapple, and again it just shoved it down to the mat. Into the turnbuckle. Are we going to see a charge? No, it just waits and walks. Cinneas not able to power out of that quite enough. There we go. Quick back elbow. Misses the punch, and Reinhardt making him suffer for it. Up and over, and Cinneas down in the corner. Steven there with the save. Not even a 1 count. Big boot to the face of Chris Cinneas there by Reinhardt. Eyeing his brothers over in the corner. Is he going to consider going for a tag? I think he is. Cinneas in a very bad position here. And tags in Benny. And double super kick. Damn near taking off the head of Cinneas, who, thankfully for him, is able to just make that connection. Got that tag in. Lasser now back in, but facing against a fresh Benny, this might not work out well for the Hattermancer. Up he goes, and powerbomb down. Tagging back in a Reinhardt. There we go. Again, going for the grapple, and just not able to overcome the sheer power of these Minotaur brothers. And up over the shoulder and down, and all 500 pounds of Reinhardt crashing down as he goes up to the top. Steven there trying to interfere. Oh, decent. Look at that. 450 splash attempt by Reinhardt, but I think that interference by Steven gave DC enough time to recover. Reinhardt not happy about it though. And making Steven suffer for it on the outside. And there goes DC retaliating once again, and charging in comes Reinhardt. Knocked Benny down there to avenge his brother, and crack down goes the neck of DC. Tried to, I think, going for a suplex, but again, the power of Reinhardt simply too strong. DC needs to get back into that ring. He is not in a great position right now. There you go. Drape the leg down, knock him down, get back into the ring. Although he has now managed to accidentally position himself between Reinhardt and the announce table. That is not a good place for DC to be in. Reinhardt sends Lasser back into the ring. Comes back in. Ref's count is broken. Diving across Cinneas, now the legal man once again. And this time is able to land the suplex. And there we go. Keel haul by Cinneas. 1, 2. Is that going to do it? No. Reinhardt kicks out at 2. And barely able to do it, but anchors away, landed by the Pirate. Is that going to do it? Nope. Able to break up the pin, Frederico there. But the team have managed to isolate Reinhardt. And this time, reversal of fortunes. We see Benny trying to interfere with Cinneas' attempt at going up to the top rope. And there it goes. Cinneas, though, able to power through. And a big elbow chop from Cinneas sends Reinhardt down. Tags back in Steven. And a shockingly uncharacteristic display of almost arrogance there by Steven. Rather than capitalizing, allowed Reinhardt to get the tag in. Is that arrogance, or is that just Steven being too nice for his own good? And look at that spear by Benny. And Cinneas able to break that up, locked up with Frederico there. Benny waiting for Steven to get back to his feet. What does Benny have in mind here? And it got him up to the top. And down he goes. DC able to make that pinfall though. Cinneas nowhere to be seen. Stranded, possibly still recovering on the outside, and we have the tag. Frederico now, the freshest of these three brothers, is now the legal man, Minotaur. And slam down goes Steven once again. Cinneas there with the save. And we have the ankle lock now locked in. Cinneas, not the legal man, but that is going to do a lot of damage. Being picked apart. Benny now has started this team. He's back in. Trying to continue working over Chris Cinneas, but Steven having none of it, reminding Benny there, no, I'm the legal competitor. Don't take your eyes off me. And that is going to go for the pinfall for Steven, but that's not going to really work out with those two. Although confidence by Reinhardt and Frederico in their brother there. Benny kicking out at 2. They didn't even attempt to break up that pinfall. Stomp to the shoulder of Steven, working over the arms of Steven Joyce here. And Benny now on that mid-rope. Steven sensibly rolling to the outside, but into the waiting Frederico. Benny turning his attention to the two other tag partners there. DC over the rope and looking like he is not having a great time of it. And their 500 pounds of beef crashing down onto the chest of Steven Joyce. DC just knocked out in the middle of the ring. Grappled by Frederico, who is now the legal competitor from that team. Turns his attention to Cinneas, who's able to hang on the outside. Another breaker to DC. Steven able to get a counter on Benny, but Reinhardt there waiting on the apron. And we saw through the ropes, Frederico taking out DC. Cinneas, this match is just descending into absolute chaos. And Steven draping Reinhardt there over the rope. Frederico locking up with DC on the outside. I think Steven and Frederico are the two legal competitors, but you would not know it looking at this match. Just bodies lying around the outside of the arena. Steven going back to the top rope. And Frederico finally making his way back into the ring. Locks up with Steven, but again, they keep going back to that well, and the sheer power of these brothers just not able to overcome. And they're working over the ankle of Steven. Cinneas trying to get that save, and all three of the Minotaur brothers in the ring. And powering out Up and down goes Stephen Joyce. Frederico there. I think Cinneas is going to get to that pinfall breakup. He is indeed. Got to get back to his corner. Stephen could desperately need a tag out at this point, although Cinneas is not in much better position himself, going again for that ankle lock. And there, Cinneas knocked out of the way, but DC is now back. Didn't make it in time. Stephen has to tap out as they throw Cinneas still back into the corner. RBFS, Reinhardt, Benedict, Frederico Securities with the win in their debut match. A hard-fought scene by all competitors, but with that vicious ankle lock locked in, Stephen Joyce had no choice but to finally tap out to preserve his own leg. RBFS, putting the entire roster on notice. Here to secure some clout for themselves are Reinhardt, Benedict, Frederico Securities. We will be back after these quick messages. We have one more match to go before our main event. After their clash in the ring last week, they're back again. Banshee takes on Surya Violet in a submission match. Up next, we'll be right back. Okay, I just murdered Vegeta with a truck. What the hell is this game? And she came down the stairs, breast in boobily.
I wasn't ready. Woo, that was good.
Nope. I looked at the map, went, where's the boss? Oh, it's that way, and immediately went in the wrong direction. If that is not a perfect example of my sense of direction, I don't know what is. You're the new farmer. I see. No offense, but you look like you've never held a tool in your life. Excuse me, Jim. I am well adept at holding my tool. Thank you very much.
The Flow Guardian, not me.
The God Emperor made me do it!
The God Emperor made me do it. Yes. Oh, can I get away with yelling that in real life, please? Welcome back once again to All Influencer Wrestling. We continue to roll on.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Sin City, Banshee.
Banshee making her way down to the ring. A new rivalry seemingly forming between these two after their clash in the ring last week. The scheming, intelligent, devious nature of Banshee up against the striking, well-trained, disciplined offense of the Sun Soul Monk, Surya Violet. Very much a clash of styles, a clash of methodologies between these two. Making her way down to the ring, Surya Violet.
And from overseas, Violet.
disciplined martial arts of Saria Violet will be back on display once again here tonight. As a reminder, this is a submission match. This cannot be won by pinfall. It has to be won by forcing your opponent to tap out. Banshee there waiting eagerly on the outside of the ring. She would love to be able to humiliate Saria Violet by forcing her to give up in this match. Staring across the ring, here we go, locking up, and there's the strikes from Saria out of the gate immediately and up and over. And I think she forgot what type of match that is. Almost wondering if there was a miscommunication there as the ref appeared to try to count that pinfall. This is supposed to be booked as a submission match. I'm wondering if there was some sort of miscommunication going on here. And down drapes the leg, over goes Banshee. Or it goes Saria Violet to Banshee, excuse me, I'm sorry, up to the top rope. That is quite the distance. He is waiting for Banshee to get back up to her feet. And look at that strike drop kick from Saria Violet. And yep, I do believe there has been a miscommunication. I do apologize. The ref also is under the impression that this is a standard match between these two. What is... And locking up in the middle. Sends Banshee over... Wait, what is Banshee doing? Banshee seems to have had enough. I think Banshee is trying to quit the match. Saria having none of it, and oh, a fake out by Banshee. Big right hand knocks Saria down. Taunt by Banshee. That was a ruse on the part of Banshee there, I believe. Taunting Saria to the outside of the ring, acting as if she was trying to quit out on the match, and giving her the shift in momentum in the match that she needed. And over and down, neck breaker to the prone Saria Violet. Banshee now in control of this match, rolling back into the ring, taunting Saria Violet almost with a over-the-top rope maneuver there. Bailed out last minute and just waiting in the ring, taunting her opponent. These are the head games Banshee is playing with Saria Violet right now. And I think it is working very, very well for her. Up and crack, down goes the spine of Saria Violet. Banshee's strategy is playing absolute blinders for her right now. Keeping the match on the outside of the ring as much as possible, where she can utilize those unforgiving ship's wooden decking against her. Over she vaults into the middle of the ring. Impressive landing on those stilettos. Grabbing, working around the... Oh, and the finger snap. And down she goes, rolls through, and she has Saria locked into that submission. Working over the neck. Saria able to break out. But that was a lot of damage done to the arm of Saria Violet. Tries to grapple up. Banshee got the better of it, I believe. And again, working over the arm of Saria. I think she's going to go for that finger snap again. Nope, this time working over the upper joints. Going for that pinfall again. 1, 2. And there goes, and going again, locked her into that abdominal stretch. Wrenching the core of Saria Violet, pulling the arm damn near out of socket. The versatility, the flexibility of Banshee on display, but Saria still able, taps deep into that, finds her second win, is able to continue going. And over, she goes. Banshee again rolling to the outside of the ring. And then climbing back in. Oh, tried to go. Saria had her scouted that time. Wising it now to the tricks of Banshee. We see now the reversal. Saria's now the one waiting into the ring, baiting her opponent. Back into the ring she goes. Following through. Banshee, though, clothesline sends Saria right back out again. Over she goes, vaulting down. Again, very impressive to land in those stilettos. The dexterity of Banshee is second to none. The strength, however, of Saria is not to be underestimated as she just punches her way out of that grapple attempt and returning the favor, now working over the arm of Banshee. Seeing how you like it is the message being sent by Saria here. Locks up and again elbow strike to the face of Banshee. Sending her into the ropes. Duck under and tried to go for that flying knee once again. Banshee had it scouted, able to block, able to counter, and back to wrenching the arm of Saria Violet once more. Going back to the well with it. Another clubbing blow as she just taunts Saria, who hauls back to her feet and punishes her for it. Out of nowhere, there is that vicious roundhouse kick of Saria Violet, but somehow Banshee digs deep, is able to kick out. Another roundhouse kick to the back of the head. Saria not giving a moment to recover, but lost track of the positioning. Banshee able to grab that rope break. Saria pulling her back towards the middle of the ring, learning from her mistake, waits for Banshee to crawl back to her feet, puts the boot in. Waiting for her opponent to get to her feet, and there it is one more time. Roundhouse kick. That has to be it. Banshee seeing stars. And there is your winner, Saria Violet, chalking up another victory here in AIW. Solid strategy there by Banshee, trying to bait Saria into that trap early on, but the Sun Soul Monk powers through and is able to pick up another victory over Banshee.
Here is your winner, Violet.
I also can confirm we were able to track down, on her way out of the arena, we do have the contract now signed next week. Our main event here on AIW will be Battlestar Galactica in an official match, taking on her tormentor, meeting face to face in the ring for the first time. We also, thanks to the signature on the contract, have a name: Marion Trix. Why has she been tormenting Battlestar? Will Battlestar be able to get comeuppance against her tormentor? We'll find out next week. But for tonight, we have one more match on the card. It's our main event. We've been waiting for it all night. It is time for Abel Therron to defend his Sold Clout Championship for the first time in one-on-one action against Big Magic Reynolds. The lab opens after these short messages. Hi, I'm Captain Turiant Guidel, most dashingly handsome pirate in all of Lumsla and the Clout Missioner of all Influencer Wrestling. As a swashbuckling pirate, I know a thing or two about hats, and sometimes even I feel the hats I own are just too big. So when I feel the need for minuscule millinery, there's only one place that comes to mind: tinyhatlabs.com. Tiny Hat Labs have always sought to push the boundaries of what's possible in client engagement millinery feedback solutions. Their guiding question remains the same today as it was when they were founded. What if small hat, but tiny? Operating at the nexus of science, engineering, artificial intelligence, art, fashion and design, Tiny Hat Labs seeks to pave the way to a paradigm shift in headpiece technology. While others ask how much, TinyHatLabs.com asks, how little? I'm Captain Tyrion Guidel, and TinyHatLabs.com is my favourite place for hats on the internet. Welcome back for our main event.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the prestigious Internet Championship.
Making his way down to the ring first. The goblins have escaped the lab. The Chew is pulling into the station. Big Magic Reynolds making his way down to the ring. Of course, remember Abel Therron, ever since winning this championship in the inaugural first ever episode of All Influencer Wrestling, has held onto it ever since. He has fended off challenger after challenger. Will Reynolds finally be the stumbling block for Abel? Of course, we cannot forget the massive shadow looming over this match. The badger-shaped shadow holding the Drama Bomb briefcase. Brock, the gardener, still in possession of that briefcase, can cash that in at any time. This is sure to be a hard-fought match, and whichever one of these two competitors comes out on top, there is nothing stopping Brock arriving at the ring and cashing in for that opportunity to get an immediate title shot. Certainly the most jeopardy that Sold Clout title has been in for Abel Therron since he obtained it. Remember last week, Therron teaming up with Brock. Did not cash it in then, but has to keep eyes in the back of his head at all times. Is that something Reynolds will be able to capitalize on?
From Colorado, weighing in at 280 pounds, Big Magic Reynolds. And his opponent from Avalon, weighing in at 150 pounds. He is the prestigious Internet Champion, The Dream.
The Dreamer, Abel Therron, damn near half the weigh-in of Big Magic Reynolds, but he has seen off many a larger competitor before. Do not underestimate this champion. That is what it is all about, though. The Sold Clout title. That is what everyone is here for. The most valuable resource on the internet. Clout. And there goes the bell, and Reynolds going for a clothesline. Therron going low. Kick knocks the leg out from underneath Reynolds. And trying to work over the arm, taking out that powerhouse offense of the Artificer. working over the upper body thus far, really focusing on trying to take out the power arm. And there again, leg drop onto the exposed arm of Reynolds, who's using the ropes to haul himself up. I think Therron seeing that through and charges. Shoulder block sends Reynolds down off the ring apron to the outside. Waits for him to get back in and, oh, missed that grapple attempt. Is that something that Reynolds is going to be able to capitalize on? Single arm toss. Reynolds now the one in control. And up he goes and crashing down. And big cross body there by Reynolds. Going for the pinfall early, but Therron able to get that rope break in time. Leg too close to the ropes there. I don't know this early in the match, though, if that was a serious pinfall attempt by Reynolds or just sending a message, trying to play some head games, unnerve the champion. I thought Therron was going to counter that grapple attempt, but nope, just lugs across the ring via the leg. And again, counter by Reynolds. Splash down onto the wooden decking of the ship. Sends Therron crashing down again. Trying to get as much damage inflicted on the outside as he can, but Reynolds will eventually have to move this into the ring once again. Whilst a counter victory would still technically be a victory for Reynolds, it cannot, the championship cannot change hands on a count-out victory. Has to be pinfall or submission. And look at the way he is just throwing Abel around like so many jugs of resin. Bouncing Therron off the ship's decking, goes back in. He's going to have to break that ref's count. Therron not recovering as of yet. Reynolds needs to get back out and break that. Is he going to go? Interesting maneuver by Reynolds. Interesting.
Here is your winner,
Big Magic Reynolds, winner of...
prestigious Internet Champion, Big Magic Reynolds.
That is a miscommunication on the ref's part. Somebody has been playing havoc with the show order tonight. We had that miscommunication earlier in regards to the supposed submission match between Banshee and Saria, which was converted into a normal match, and Reynolds, believing he has won, the title cannot change hands on a countout. That ref, not a referee I recall hiring. Not the end to the show we were looking for. We're going to investigate this. We will be right back after these short messages. Give us one moment. We're going to get this straightened out. We'll be right back. Okay, I just murdered Vegeta with a truck. What the hell is this game? And she came down the stairs, breast in boobily.
I wasn't ready. Woo, that was good.
Nope. I looked at the map, went, where's the boss? Oh, it's that way, and immediately went in the wrong direction. If that is not a perfect example of my sense of direction, I don't know what is. You're the new farmer. I see. No offense, but you look like you've never held a tool in your life. Excuse me, Jim. I am well adept at holding my tool. Thank you very much.
The Bull Guardian, not me.
The God Emperor made me do it!
The God Emperor made me do it. Yes. Oh, can I get away with yelling that in real life, please? Hi, I'm Captain Turiant Guidel, most dashingly handsome pirate in all of Minster, and the Clout Missioner of all Influencer Wrestling. As a swashbuckling pirate, I know a thing or two about hats, and sometimes even I feel the hats I own are just too big. So when I feel the need for minuscule millinery, there's only one place that comes to mind: tinyhatlabs.com. Tiny Hat Labs have always sought to push the boundaries of what's possible in client engagement millinery feedback solutions. Their guiding question remains the same today as it was when they were founded. What if small hat, but tiny? Operating at the nexus of science, engineering, artificial intelligence, art, fashion and design, Tiny Hat Labs seeks to pave the way to a paradigm shift in headpiece technology. While others ask, how much? tinyhatlabs.com asks, how little? I'm Captain Turiant Guidel, and tinyhatlabs.com is my favourite place for hats on the internet. Right, welcome back. Very sorry, we have switched out the referee in this match. We are restarting. I am not allowing a championship match to end like that. Absolutely not. Reynolds and Therron restarting, rolling right back in. We did confirm, though, after a little bit of investigation and some let's call it enhanced interrogation tactics towards the original referee in this match by our quartermaster, Lion. The gut instinct that I suspect many of you out there in the AIW universe may have had was confirmed. That referee, not an employee of AIW, was a plant and admitted to being placed and paid off for by one Marion Trix. Seemingly attempting to send a message to Battlestar ahead of their conflict next week that there is no level to which they will not steep, no reign of the match which is beyond their influence. We are going to take care of that for next week. We are going to lock that match down tight. And though I am, as the Clout Missioner, supposed to be impartial, I hope that Val absolutely keelhauls her. But let's take our attention now back to this match, which has restarted. DDT by Therron down, sending Reynolds back to the match. Remember that work over that both of these two got going into this match already fairly beat up. Therron trying to get the crowd on his side as Reynolds throws the horns up in the center of the ring. Both of them trying to win the crowd's approval. And as we all know, the approval of random strangers is vital for influence, vital on the internet. The only thing more important than that is, of course, clout. Reynolds just hoists Therron back around the ring. And running splash. Reynolds very much in control of this match thus far. Going for the chokeslam, I believe, up, and no, Therron able to counter, uses Reynolds' own velocity against him. That is the type of strategy we've seen from Therron in the past that has waylaid many a larger opponent. Just showing off the athleticism of the dreamer, Abel Therron. Ducks under a clothesline, and DDT down goes Reynolds. Therron hypes up the crowd. This is the type of strategy that has allowed him to remain our Sold Clout champion for this long. Boots to the spine. And going up top, this is that dangerous high-flying offense we've seen, and big splash down to Reynolds. High risk, but high reward. boots Reynolds damn near halfway across the ring. Hoisting back up to his feet, and over we... Oh, Reynolds now countering. We thought we were going to see a finishing maneuver there by Therron. Reynolds now with the counter. These two clearly been studying the tape on each other. As we are pulling into the station, and down goes Therron. Is that... And here he comes, making his way down to the ring. Reynolds was about to score that victory, but that is Brock's music. The Drama Brom briefcase. Reynolds had this match won, but mind games by Brock. Clothesline by Reynolds. Brock not going with the cash-in. That is the power that case affords you. Interesting move there by the Gardener. Clothesline from Therron, taking down Reynolds, but has Brock just saved Therron in this match? Reynolds may have had this match won, but that interruption by Brock giving Therron a moment to recover. This match not over as of yet. Therron now very much back in control. Heading up to the top, waiting for Reynolds to haul himself back to his feet. And stunner off the top. That has to do it. Is that going to be it for Therron? 1, 2, is that going to be... No, Reynolds kicks out. Reynolds kicks out. And a double foot stomp to the chest of Reynolds, who is still holding on, not willing to give up this opportunity. Strike across the leg there by Reynolds, who is very much in control now. Oh, counter though by Therron. Sling blade by Abel. Therron sends Reynolds down to the mat. Can Therron capitalize? Going back up to the mid rope and stopping to pause for a moment, waiting for Reynolds to get back to his feet. And another head scissors takedown from the middle rope. The damage on Reynolds continuing to add up as he goes for another running head scissors takedown. Is that going to do it? Is that going to be enough to put away Big Magic? I think it might be. 3 double head scissors takedown. He has survived. Abel Therron is still the Sold Clout champion. It took a lot to keep Big Magic down, but still nobody can wrest that title away from Abel Therron. But what was Brock up to? What was the angle that Brock was playing with that interruption? Seemingly having saved Therron from a defeat at the hands of Reynolds. An interesting shout by the holder of one of our 2 Sold Clout briefcases, and lest we forget, the other one of those is in the hands of Presry D. You have to imagine that Glix and Aria were both watching this match very intently, seeing what Brock just did there, knowing that Presry is able to do the same thing with her case. Interesting developments all throughout the night. We still have the Soul Clout Championship around the waist of Abel Therron. And we also have now a visual identity as to Trix. Val's Tormentor, who has now seemingly expanded their reach to the rest of AIW, which we are not happy about. We are going to be following up with that ref, I assure you. Once Lion has done interrogating him, I will be asking a few questions of my own. But Next week, main event, Battlestar Galactica will mate face-to-face for the first time their tormentor, Marion Trex. We will see you here for that next week, and as always, remember, stay #out for clout. I've been the Clout Missioner, Captain Tyrion Guidal. We'll see you next week.